Namaskar. Good morning to all. I, Mandeep, take the privilege of being the MC for today's special luncheon, jointly organized by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare and Ministry of External Affairs. I extend my hearty welcome to Shri Narendra Singh Tomar, Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, Dr. S. Jaishankar, Honorable External Affairs Minister, Sushri Shobha Karanlaje, Honorable Minister of State, Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, and Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi, Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs. I also extend a warm welcome to Shri Manoj Ahuja, Secretary, Department of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, Shri Damu Ravi, Secretary, Economic Relations, Shri Sanjay Varma, Secretary West, Ministry of External Affairs, Dr. Abhilaksh Likhi, Sanjeev Kumar, and Dr. Pramod Kumar Meherda, Additional Secretaries, Department of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, and all the other respected government officials from the Department of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare and Ministry of External Affairs. A warm welcome to their excellencies, ambassadors, who have joined us today from different countries. A very warm welcome to you. I also extend a warm welcome to media representatives and everyone present here today to make this event a successful one. To start this morning's proceedings, we extend a floral welcome to the honorable dignitaries who are seated with us on the dais. May I first request Shri Manoj Ahuja, Secretary Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, to kindly present a bouquet to Shri Narendra Singh Tomar, Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, and please welcome the honorable dignitary. We warmly welcome Dr. S. Jaishankar, Honorable External Affairs Minister. May I request Shri Manoj Ahuja to kindly present a floral bouquet to the honorable dignitary, and please welcome him. We extend a warm welcome to Sushri Shobha Karanlaje, Honorable Minister of State, Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare. May I request Dr. Abhilaksh Likhi, Additional Secretary, Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, to kindly present a bouquet to the Honorable Minister, ma'am, and please welcome her. We warmly welcome in our midst Shri Manoj Ahuja, Secretary Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. May I request Ms. Shubha Thakur, Joint Secretary Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, to kindly present a bouquet to the honorable dignitary, and please welcome him. A warm and hearty welcome to Shri Damu Ravi, Secretary Economic Relations. May I once again request Ms. Shobha Thakur, Joint Secretary, to present a bouquet to the honorable invitee, and please welcome him. A warm and hearty welcome to Shri Sanjay Varma, Secretary West. May I once again request Joint Secretary Ms. Thakur. Well, we welcome him in absentia. Dignitaries, distinguished invitees, ahead of the kick-off ceremony of International Year of Millets 2023, today's special event aims to bring together the global leaders under one roof to discuss how the celebration can be amplified together and bring the world's attention on millets to include it in the global food map. May I request the dignitaries seated on the dais to light the ceremonial lamp and inaugurate the pre-launch celebration of International Year of Millets 2023. We would like to share it with our international audience that for every auspicious occasion, we light the ceremonial lamp and pray to the Lord Almighty for the success of one and all. Let's all close our eyes and pray to the Lord Almighty. And now, I would request Shri Manoj Ahuja, Secretary, Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, to please come to the dais and share his opening remarks. Please put your hands together and give a very warm welcome.
Honorable Shri Narendra Singh Tomarji, Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Honorable Dr. S. Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister, Honorable Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi, Minister of State, External Affairs, Honorable Shobha Karandlajeji, Minister of State, Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Shri Damu Ravi, Secretary ER, Ambassadors, High Commissioners, CDAs, Excellencies, distinguished guests, officers from the Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of External Affairs, media representatives. I extend a very warm welcome to all of you and also want to thank you for taking time out and gracing this function with your presence. It was on India's proposal to the UN General Assembly that the year 2023 was declared as the International Year of Millets. And this proposal was under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. As you are aware, there are a number of challenges the world is facing. For example, the recently concluded COP27 deliberations on climate change and the fact that the 1.5 degree centigrade increase in temperature to the pre-industrial level, which was envisaged to be achieved much later, could be achieved very soon. Secondly, the world, the globe, is facing a pandemic in the form of lifestyle diseases, which is related to the lifestyle and dietary habits. Thirdly, there is the issue of small and marginal farmers as to how do we increase their incomes and make them more resilient because of the vicissitudes and variations in the climate which they are facing. Millets, in fact, provides a solution to all of these. It has a very light carbon footprint. In fact, its carbon footprint would be about 25% less than similar staple crops. In terms of nutrition, it is nutrition dense and it has many properties. For example, it is gluten-free, it can bring down diabetes. It has also been shown to help in mitigating anemia. So it has all the health benefits which one would require. And thirdly, it's a very resilient crop and can withstand stresses, both biotic and abiotic. So it's a good crop for small and marginal farmers. Since it has all these properties and it's in the context, it's very tuned into the challenges faced by the world, the UN General Assembly declared 2023 as the International Year of Millets. And it is up to us collectively to now work on it so that millets can be brought into the global mainstream and can address some of these challenges. India is one of the largest producers of millets, and our strategy is broadly creating awareness both nationally and internationally about millets. Second, increasing the production and productivity of millets. Third, investing in the value chain so that there is efficiency and quality in our products. And fourth, sharing internationally with each other our research capabilities and the knowledge which all of us have on millets. This function also has a small exhibition where you will see the result of some of the steps taken in India. It will show startups who have been who've taken up this activity maybe a year back. They've already come out with the products which they are selling nationally and internationally. And also we've organized a luncheon which will give you a small idea about how millets can be worked into our dietary patterns and would be suitable for our palates. So I once again thank all of you for being present here and wish that all of us collectively, let's work together on this journey of millets for the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us. We now present before you a short video showcasing significance of the miracle millets and the celebration of International Year of Millets 2023.
Millets, a miracle grain, a superfood that's an alternative cereal of the future. A cereal that can help India and the world achieve nutritional security and help in shaping a better, healthier future for the entire food chain. It's this belief that has led our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, to spread awareness about the goodness of millets.
भारत के मोटे अनाज पूरी दुनिया में प्रोत्साहन पाए, इसके लिए सरकार के प्रयासों से अगले वर्ष पूरी दुनिया में मोटे अनाज का अंतर्राष्ट्रीय वर्ष भी घोषित किया गया है। दुनिया भर में हमारे मोटे अनाज की चर्चा होने वाली है। हम मौका आपके सामने है, दुनिया में कैसे पहुंचना है।
Proposed by the Government of India and supported by 72 nations, the year 2023 has been declared as the International Year of Millets by the UN General Assembly. Thanks to this initiative and the efforts made by the Indian Institute of Millet Research, IIMR, a millets value chain has been developed to promote and build a sustained demand for this miracle grain. After all, millets are a solution to so many of the world's problems. Not only are they nutrition dense, they have a relatively low environmental impact, need less water, are easy to grow and simple to produce. Millets are also a great solution for those seeking vegan and gluten-free diets. With 20% of the global millet crop being produced in India, India is now poised to become the millet hub of the world. Thanks to research and entrepreneurial efforts, various ready-to-cook and ready-to-eat forms of millets are available today, making this a highly scalable and commercial food product. In fact, India is home to over 500 strong millet-based startups with a sizable and impressive millet-based product portfolio. And millets are gaining popularity as a superfood world over, all of which has contributed to a huge potential market for millets. Recognizing this, the Government of India has introduced many innovative policies to boost the production of millets in the country. With these concerted efforts, millets is now ready to become a mainstream food grain globally. And India is ready to lead the world by sharing its learnings, technologies, and best practices across the entire value chain with the rest of the world. As we get ready to move into 2023, let's come together in the spirit of collaboration, joint initiatives, and knowledge sharing to create awareness across the entire ecosystem. From encouraging our manufacturers, traders, retailers, and exporters to bringing this to our consumers across the world and truly making this the cereal of the future.
A wonderful film capturing the essence of the International Year of Millets 2023 and the initiatives undertaken by the Government of India in promoting the superfood millets. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been joined by Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi, Minister of State, External Affairs. A very warm welcome to the Honorable Minister, ma'am. And now, may I invite on stage Ms. Shubha Thakur, Joint Secretary, Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, to please join us and share a presentation on the International Year of Millets 2023, highlighting the importance of millets to the world. Please put your hands together and give a warm welcome.
Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Shri Narendra Singh Tomar ji, Honorable External Affairs Minister, Shri S. Jaishankar ji, Honorable MOS for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Shri Shobha Karandlaje ji, Honorable MOS for External Affairs, Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi ji, Honorable Secretary on the dais, Secretaries Agriculture and External Affairs, all the secretaries in the of the Government of India are present here today, all the joint secretaries, additional secretaries, and most importantly, your excellencies and ambassadors who are present here today, and friends of the media. It gives me great pleasure and honor to be present here today and to present before you a presentation on the International Year of Millets, the journey that has been held so far, and what is the journey ahead. Next. As all of you know, the year 2023 has been declared as the International Year of Millets 2023. The United Nations adopted this resolution on 5th of March 2021, and the resolution was sponsored by India and supported by 72 nations. So there is great enthusiasm for celebrating this International Year of Millets 2023. The Government of India has decided to celebrate the International Year of Millets to make it a people's movement, or as we call it in Hindi, Jan Bhagidari, just as we made the Clean India movement or the Swachh Bharat movement a mass movement, because we believe that unless every citizen takes part in this, it will not be a success. And we know that together with the world, this can be a huge success. We have already received lots of support, and the future is looking very optimistic. Through this year, the Indian millets, recipes, value-added products will be accepted globally, and also the collaboration will be held with all the nations. Though every year a year is declared as an international year, why is this more important? So India's journey began in 2018. We had a National Year of Millets 2018, and since then we have been very busy. We have been advocating the importance of millets, and we're very thankful to the United Nations in adopting this resolution and bringing all the countries together and making the year 2023 an International Year of Millets. Just as India had taken yoga to the world by celebrating Yoga Day, we want to make this also a similar success and propagate its success. So what does the United Nations... So through this year, we want to elevate the awareness of nutri-cereals because they're very important for food security and nutrition. My secretary has already mentioned about the importance of millets and nutrition and food security. And we have seen in the recent geopolitical situations how important food is, how important food security is becoming for the world. We need to enhance investment in R&D and extension services. Just as we celebrated an International Year for Pulses by the United Nations, that year the production of pulses actually increased all over the world. So we want to see similar success for millets also. This will definitely spur investment, bring more entrepreneurs on the table, and through the larger collaboration among the countries, the production and productivity we will improve for the millets, and there is a great scope for cooperation amongst the nations. So why are millets good? They are good for health, they are good for the farmer, they are great for the planet. It's a win-win situation for all the stakeholders. We've already heard about the health benefits, the high antioxidants, iron, calcium, zinc. They have a low glycemic index. And the recent corona pandemic disease has shown us that millets were a preferred food for many people who use this food and did experience lots of good health benefits. They are gluten-free. Right now, gluten-free foods are very much in demand, and we believe that millets can easily occupy this space for gluten-free produce. It's known to fight against certain diseases. Why is it good for the farmer? The millets cultivation requires very low inputs. So that means that with little investment, the farmers can have a good return. As all of you know, majority of the farmers in India and across Asia and Africa are small and marginal farmers. So they don't have very large tracts of land. So with this cultivation of millets, they can have inputs which are low cost inputs and can have higher returns. And millets take half the time to mature as compared to some other cereals. So it's good for the crop rotation. It's good for improving the crop diversity of the country also. And it has multi-uses. It's used for fodder, it's used for biofuels, it's used for fermentation, and most importantly for health foods and nutrition. And of course, it is great for the planet. We are at this juncture today that we need to think about the planet. We need to think about our future generations. What are we going to leave for them? And what kind of policy should we put in place, and what should we advocate to be done as leaders, as ambassadors? Where do we need to go? We need to propagate this crop because it has high climate resiliency, and it is very tolerant to extreme heat. And of course, it has a low carbon footprint. Millets integrate very well with the SDGs, and it caters to most of the SDGs which are listed here. So production and productivity of millets are intertwined with the SDG goals. All the millets which are mentioned on this slide, barnyard millet, foxtail millet, have nutrition and health benefits. If you had time to see the exhibition near the coffee, we have also displayed some benefits of millets, and you will get to learn more about it during the day. But millets are a win-win situation for tackling diseases and having a good, healthy lifestyle. India leads in the production of millets. We produce around 20% of the world's production, and we are definitely poised to become the global hub of the world. But we need your collaboration, we need cooperation amongst countries, and we are ready to lead for this effort. And there is a huge scope for this crop to be cultivated in other parts of the world, and millet exports from India also have a huge potential. So there are various millets around the world. I have named just a few of them. You can see Polish millet, you can see Taiwan millet, you can see little millet. So millets are there everywhere. We just have to embrace them. In India, millets, the three major millets are sorghum, pearl millet, and finger millet. And today in the lunch, we will be serving dishes made from these millets. And also some little millets are there, like kutki, kodo, barnyard millet, proso millet. They are also equally important in their nutritious value. And some dishes in the lunch will also be served from these little millets. I hope you enjoy it. So the future ahead is to revive millets, bring back its glory. In India, we have a history of millets dating back to the Indus Valley civilization, thousands of years ago. So people in those times also ate millets. So we need to bring back the millet glory. We need to tell the people again how important it is. Bring it back on your diets. Serve it on every plate. At least try to integrate in some small way millets in your diets. And this millet value chain, through integration of farmers, entrepreneurship, food processing, R&D, you can take this to a very high level. The scope is there, the potential is there, the willingness should be there. So how do we take it to the world and to the general masses? So we've tried to make traditional recipes, develop them, teach people that how to make millets. I often get queries that it's difficult to make millets. So we're trying to propagate good recipes, easy recipes, so that people can easily make them at home. And not just for the Indian audience, but also for the international audience. As you can see, we have recipes for USA, for Britain, for Africa, for Spain. So there's lots of potential, right from pizzas to pasta to noodles to cookies. You name it, it is there. And India is a vibrant market for millet-based products. The startups are displaying their products in the stalls downstairs. And you'll be surprised to see how many products are actually made from millets. Even to this day, I am also surprised. So they are a very vibrant entrepreneurship gang, and we hope that you can benefit from their exhibition and take back to your respective countries this whole knowledge which you gained today. And we have published books in many languages also. We are still in the process of publishing more books in all the languages for your convenience. And we are also presenting to you one book today on the international recipes. We hope you enjoy that. And we also have books online available on our websites in various languages. But this is a work in progress, and it's dynamic, and we'll keep on propagating more and more books over the year. I'm very thankful to our embassies, Indian embassies across the world. They are our partners in this, and they hold a lot of events, and they're instrumental in bringing the message to the world. Just as you are instrumental in bringing messages to your countries, our ambassadors also play a very big role in holding events and explaining about the millets. So the millets ecosystem in India is, as I mentioned, is very vibrant. We have over 500 startups, and the list is growing day by day. And we have millet missions in states such as Odisha, Karnataka, Assam, and they're also doing very well in their own pockets in the states. We have 350 plus farmer producer organizations, and this is a very good success story because farmers are gathered in one place, their produce is aggregated and sold. And the processing machineries are also playing a very big role. The government of India, through all its departments, be it Ministry of Food Processing Industry, Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Health, all are coming together and making this whole ecosystem possible. There is a need for change, as I mentioned. We need to make millets a regular use in our household. We need to propagate about its nutritional security. Somehow that has become lost, but gradually it's again coming to the forefront. We need to realize the potential of millets to address climate change. And through collaborative joint initiatives and knowledge sharing, we can create awareness across the entire value chain of millets. And we need to promote diversity and the ecological benefits, and of course, increase the global production and ensure processing and consumption. Thank you very much. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, ma'am, for an informative and detailed presentation. Now I have the pleasure of requesting Shri Narendra Singh Tomar, Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, to address the House. I request everyone to please put your hands together and welcome him with a rousing applause. As the Honorable Minister will be addressing in Hindi, a live translation of his speech will be done here in English.
आज के इस गरिमामयी अवसर पर हम सब के मध्य उपस्थित भारतवर्ष के विदेश मंत्री माननीय डॉक्टर जयशंकर जी, भारत सरकार की राज्य मंत्री माननीय श्रीमती मीनाक्षी लेखी जी, हमारी दूसरी राज्य मंत्री माननीय सुश्री शोभा जी, श्रीमान मनोज आहूजा जी, श्रीमान संजय वर्मा जी, श्रीमान रवि जी, इस कार्यक्रम को गरिमा प्रदान करने के लिए उपस्थित हमारे सभी माननीय राजदूतगण, उपस्थित महानुभाव, केंद्र सरकार के अधिकारीगण और उपस्थित सज्जनों, आप सबको मेरा नमस्कार है। आप सबका इस कार्यक्रम में हृदय से बहुत ही स्वागत है।
On this auspicious occasion today, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar, Minister of State Meenakshi Lekhi, Minister of State of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Ms. Shobha Karandalji, Secretary Shri Manoj Ahuja, Secretary Shri Sanjay Verma, Secretary Shri Damu Ravi, and most importantly, all the ambassadors and dignitaries who are present here today, as well as the central officers. To all of you, my greetings, namaskar, and I would like to kindly welcome you to today's event.
आप जानते हैं कि प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की पहल पर संयुक्त राष्ट्र ने वर्ष 2023 को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मिलेट वर्ष घोषित किया है। इसके माध्यम से मिलेट की घरेलू व वैश्विक खपत को बढ़ाना हमारा उद्देश्य है। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मिलेट वर्ष वैश्विक उत्पादन बढ़ाने, कुशल प्रसंस्करण तथा फसल रोटेशन का बेहतर उपयोग, फूड बास्केट में प्रमुख घटक के रूप में मिलेट को बढ़ावा देने का यह अवसर प्रदान करेगा।
You all know that on the initiative of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, the United Nations has declared the year 2023 as the International Year of Millet. Through this, our aim is to increase the domestic as well as global consumption of millets. The International Year of Millets will provide an opportunity to increase global production, efficient processing, and better use of crop rotation, as well as promoting millets as a major component of the food basket.
मिलेट सूक्ष्म पोषक तत्वों, विटामिन और खनिजों का भंडार है। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मिलेट वर्ष खाद्य सुरक्षा एवं पोषण के लिए मिलेट के योगदान के बारे में जागरूकता बढ़ाएगा। मिलेट के सतत उत्पादन और गुणवत्ता में सुधार के लिए हितधारकों को प्रेरित करेगा और अनुसंधान तथा विकास सेवाओं में निवेश बढ़ाने के लिए ध्यान आकर्षित करेगा।
Millet is a storehouse of micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals. International Year of Millet will raise awareness about the contribution of millets for food security and nutrition, will motivate stakeholders for continuous production and quality improvement of millets, as well as will attract attention to increase investment in research and development services.
मिलेट की फसलों का एशिया व अफ्रीका प्रमुख उत्पादक व उपभोग का केंद्र है। भारत, नाइजीरिया, सूडान, नाइजर मिलेट के प्रमुख उत्पादक देश हैं।
Asia and Africa are the major production and consumption centers of millet crops in the world. India, Niger, Sudan, and Nigeria are the major producer of millet.
ज्वार और प्रोसो मिलेट क्रमशः 112 और 35 देशों में सबसे ज़्यादा खेती की जाने वाले मिलेट हैं। सोरघम और पर्ल मिलेट 90% से अधिक क्षेत्र और उत्पादन शामिल है। शेष उत्पादन रागी, चीना, फॉक्सटेल, कंगनी, अन्य नॉन सेग्रेट मिलेट से आता है।
Jawar and proso millets are the most cultivated millets in the 112 and 35 countries respectively. Sorghum and pearl millets cover more than 90% of area and production. Remaining production comes from ragi, which is finger millet, china, which is proso millet, and foxtail millet, and other non-segregated millets.
मिलेट के प्रमुख उत्पादक देश भारत में उगाई जाने वाली सभी प्रमुख मिलेट फसलों में ज्वार, बाजरा, रागी, स्मॉल मिलेट जिनमें कंगनी, कुटकी, छोटा मिलेट, कोदो, झंगोरा, वानयार्ड, चीना, ब्राउन टाइप शामिल है। भारत के अधिकांश राज्य एक या एक से अधिक मिलेट फसल प्रजातियों को उगाते हैं। पिछले 5 वर्षों के दौरान हमारे देश में 2021 में उच्चतम उत्पादन के साथ 13.71 से 18 मिलियन टन से ज़्यादा मिलेट्स का उत्पादन किया है।
India is the major production country of millet, in which Kangani, Kutki or small millet, Kodo, Gangora or barnyard, China and brown top are included with Jawar, Ragi and small millets. Most of the states in India grow one or more millet crop species. In the last 5 years, production ranged from 13.71 million tons to 18 million tons, with the highest production in 2020-21.
वर्ष 2021 के चौथे अग्रिम अनुमानों के अनुसार भारत में लगभग 16 मिलियन टन मिलेट का उत्पादन हुआ है, जो राष्ट्रीय खाद्यान्न बास्केट का लगभग 5% है। इसमें 9.62 मिलियन टन का उच्चतम उत्पादन बाजरा का है। इसके बाद 4.23 मिलियन टन के उत्पादन के साथ ज्वार है। रागी एक और महत्वपूर्ण मिलेट है जो 1.70 मिलियन टन उत्पादन का योगदान देता है और अन्य मिलेट्स का उत्पादन 0.37 मिलियन टन है। कम पानी की खपत, कम कार्बन उत्सर्जन व सूखे में भी जलवायु अनुकूल फसल मिलेट को उगाया जा सकता है।
According to the advanced estimates for the year 2021 and 22, about 16 million tons millets have been produced in India, which is about 5% of the national food grain basket. It has the highest market share of 9.62 million tons, followed by jawar, a production of 4.3 million tons. Ragi is another important millet, which contributes to the production of 1.7 million tons, and the production of other millet is about 0.37 million tons. Millet is a climate-friendly crop. It can be grown with less water consumption, less carbon emission, and even in drought-prone area.
शाकाहारी खाद्य पदार्थों की बढ़ती मांग के दौर में मिलेट वैकल्पिक खाद्य प्रणाली प्रदान करता है। मिलेट संतुलित आहार के साथ साथ सुरक्षित वातावरण में भी योगदान देता है। ये मानव जाति के लिए प्रकृति का उपहार है। भारत सरकार का कृषि एवं किसान कल्याण मंत्रालय, अन्य केंद्रीय मंत्रालयों, सभी राज्य सरकारों एवं अन्य हितधारक संस्थानों के साथ मिलकर मिलेट उत्पादन तथा खपत बढ़ाने के लिए मिशन मोड में काम कर रहा है।
At a time when demand for vegetarian food is increasing, millet provides an alternative food system. Millets contribute to a balanced diet as well as to a safer environment. These are actually the gifts of nature to mankind. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, is working in mission mode to increase millet production and consumption in collaboration with other central ministries, all the state governments and other stakeholder organizations.
कृषि मंत्रालय भारत सरकार द्वारा स्थायी उत्पादन का समर्थन करने, उच्च खपत के लिए जागरूकता पैदा करने, मंडी व मूल्य श्रृंखला विकसित करने तथा अनुसंधान विकास गतिविधियों के लिए वित्त पोषण भी किया जा रहा है। राष्ट्रीय खाद्य सुरक्षा मिशन के तहत मिलेट के लिए पोषक अनाज घटक 14 राज्यों के 212 जिलों में क्रियान्वित किया जा रहा है। साथ ही राज्यों के जरिए किसानों को अन्य प्रकार की सहायता भी दी जा रही है।
Funding is also being done by Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India for supporting sustainable production, creating awareness of higher consumption, developing market and value chain and research development activities. Under the National Food Security Mission, nutritious cereal component for millets is being implemented in 212 districts of 14 states. Apart from this, many types of assistance is being given to the farmers of the states.
मिलेट के पोषण महत्व को देखते हुए भारत सरकार ने अप्रैल 2018 में मिलेट को पोषक अनाज के रूप में अधिसूचित किया था और मिलेट को पोषण मिशन अभियान के तहत भी शामिल किया गया है। भारत में मिलेट मूल्यवर्धित श्रृंखला में 500 से अधिक स्टार्टअप काम कर रहे हैं। वहीं भारतीय मिलेट अनुसंधान संस्थान ने RKVY रफ्तार के तहत 250 स्टार्टअप को इंक्यूबेशन किया है। 66 से अधिक स्टार्टअप को लगभग 6.25 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक राशि दी गई है। वहीं 25 स्टार्टअप को आगे निधि के लिए मंजूरी भी दी गई है। मिलेट की खपत को बढ़ावा देने वाले व्यंजनों व मूल्यवर्धित उत्पादों के लिए स्टार्टअप उद्यमियों को भी सहायता दी जा रही है।
Considering the nutritional value of millets, the Government of India had notified millet as a nutritious cereal in April 2018, and millet has also been included under the Poshan Mission campaign. India has more than 500 startups working in the millet value-added chain, while Indian Institute of Millet Research has incubated 250 startups under Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana program Raftar. More than 66 startups have been given more than 62.5 million Indian rupees, while 25 startups have been approved for further funding. Support to startup entrepreneurs for recipes and value-added products to promote consumption of millet.
सार्वजनिक वितरण प्रणाली के तहत अब समय आ गया है कि खाद्य वितरण कार्यक्रमों को ध्यान आधारभूत कैलोरी से हटाकर अधिक विविध फूड बास्केट प्रदान करें, जिसमें प्री स्कूल के बच्चों और प्रजनन आयु की महिलाओं की पोषण स्थिति में सुधार करने के लिए मिलेट शामिल है।
The time has come for the public distribution system to shift the focus of distribution programs from basic calories to provide a more diverse food basket that includes millets to improve the nutritional status of preschool children and women of reproductive age.
नीति आयोग व विश्व खाद्य कार्यक्रम का इरादा चुनौतियों को व्यवस्थित प्रभावी तरीके से पहचान कर समाधान करने का है। यह साझेदारी मिलेट को मुख्य धारा में लाने पर ध्यान केंद्रित करेगी व अंतर्राष्ट्रीय वर्ष के रूप में मिलेट के लिए अवसरों का उपयोग कर ज्ञान के आदान प्रदान में विश्व स्तर पर नेतृत्व करने में भारत का समर्थन करेगी।
Niti Aayog and the World Food Programme intend to identify and solve challenges in a systematic and effective manner. The partnership will focus on mainstreaming millets and support India in taking the lead globally in knowledge exchange using the opportunities in the form of International Year of Millets.
कृषि एवं किसान कल्याण मंत्रालय ने घरेलू और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मिलेट को बढ़ावा देने के लिए कई पहल की हैं। इस प्राचीन पोषक अनाज मिलेट के बारे में जागरूकता व जन भागीदारी की भावना पैदा करने के लिए अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मिलेट वर्ष 2023 के लिए माईगॉव प्लेटफॉर्म पर भी प्री लॉन्च कार्यक्रमों व पहलों की श्रृंखला आयोजित की गई है। माईगॉव स्पर्धाओं के माध्यम से जागरूकता बढ़ाने के लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण और सफल माध्यम बन गया है।
Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has taken several initiatives to promote domestic and international consumption of millets. A series of pre-launch programs and initiatives were also organized on the MyGov platform for the International Year of Millet 2023 to create awareness and a sense of public participation about this ancient nutritious grain called millet. MyGov has become a very important and successful medium for raising awareness through contests.
मैं इस अवसर पर पुनः आप सबका कृषि मंत्रालय की ओर से, भारत सरकार की ओर से हृदयपूर्वक बहुत बहुत स्वागत करता हूं और इस मिलेट ईयर के महाअभियान में आप सबको शामिल होने का अनुरोध करता हूं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
On this auspicious occasion, I would like to welcome on behalf of Minister of Agriculture as well as on behalf of Government of India to this event, and on this International Year of Millet campaign, I would like to invite your participation. Thank you.
Dhanyavad, Maniniya Mantrivar. Thank you so much for your insightful words, sir. Millets have proven to be a sustainable source of income for the smallhold farmers. They can be grown on dry, low fertile areas, can endure harsh climatic conditions, require very low production inputs, and are good for the environment. May I now request Honorable External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to share his words of wisdom. Please put your hands together and let's welcome him with a rousing applause.
My ministerial colleague, Shri Narendra Singh Ji Tomar, our Ministers of State, Meenakshi Lekhi Ji, Shobha Karanjale Ji, Secretaries Tamu Ravi, Sanjay Verma, Manoj Ahura Ji, Excellencies, officials, friends. It's really a very great pleasure to welcome you all here today. And I think to the ambassadors present, I would say I gave you a heads up by sending you a hamper made out of millets for Diwali this year. So you should have known what was coming thereafter. Now, we're all gathered here really to understand and appreciate and take forward the International Year of Millets in 2023. Now, this was a resolution which, as you heard, was moved in the United Nations a year ago at the instance of India, but with the support of 72 other countries, many of whom are represented here today in the room. And it is an initiative which, again, as the film and the presentation highlighted, an initiative that is very much part of the vision and agenda of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, where millets are concerned, it's often regarded as an ancient grain. It has a history which predates the more modern cereals that we consume. In fact, millets can even be found, were found in the Indus Valley, some of the artifacts which were recovered from the Indus Valley civilization. But, and where India is concerned, we are the world's largest producers, about 17 million tons. I think that's roughly about 20% of the global production. But we are part of a global production. About 130 nations out of almost 200 produce millets in some form or the other. And we ourselves produce 9 kinds of millets. I understand that different countries have their own varieties in that regard. Now, till now, from the other speakers, you have heard about the food security aspect of millet production. You have heard about how, from the perspective of climate, their lower carbon footprint, their lower water usage, why greater production of millet is useful. You've heard about, especially from the Secretary, about the wellness and the nutrition aspects of millet. So you probably ask yourself, what more could a foreign minister add to this? And I would like you to think about millets from the point of view of international relations and diplomacy. You know, international relations, probably if you look, why do countries have relations with each other? What is the starting point of international relations? I think it's a safe bet to say that it started with food security. That when you had collectives, territorial collectives, who wanted to deal with other collectives, their fundamental urge was really to secure their own food and to see if they could get food from others and see how this could be traded for mutual benefit. So I would like you today to look at this entire subject, both from the point of view of food security and from the point of view of it being a global enterprise, that it is something which no country can do by itself effectively, impactfully, and it is something where the world would be better off if we did it more collectively. And that is one of the reasons why we were so keen to take what was an Indian Year of Millets into the world as an international Year of Millets. Look at the state today of the world. And again, I would like you to reflect on the relevance of millets to that. If there are 3 big challenges which we have experienced and continue to experience, they are, to my mind, the 3 C's: COVID, conflict, and climate. And each one of them, in some way, has actually impacted food security. We saw during COVID, for example, that if you had very concentrated centers of production and something happened because they got disrupted, then the entire global economy was at risk because there were problems in one particular geography. Now, this wasn't just in the case of China and manufacturing. You know, I can share my own experience that when we had a lockdown in 2020, probably some of the countries who were most concerned were our immediate neighbors and countries of the Gulf, because countries of the Gulf were importing food from us on a daily basis. And we actually, even in the middle of the lockdown, assured them and delivered on that assurance that we would keep the food supply chain going. So there were actually periods where the only planes which were actually taking off from some of our airports were actually planes to the Gulf carrying food supplies. So the COVID was a period which reminded us what a pandemic could do to food security. And think about it. This was not the first pandemic. It surely will not be the last pandemic. This pandemic could have been even worse. And if there are future pandemics, how do we prepare for the food security implication of pandemics? Or let me ask you to turn your attention to conflict. One of the biggest concerns which has arisen from the Ukraine conflict was the inability of two major food producers. Ukraine was the leading producer by far, leading exporter of wheat. What happens when food exporting nations, for some reason, in this case conflict, what happens if that gets disrupted? And we saw all immediately how the conflict led to escalating food prices, led to speculation, led to shortages. So again, if you have concentrated centers of food production and food export, and we are utterly and totally dependent on that for the stability of global markets, what happens if something goes wrong there? And now again, like pandemics, we know that, we would hope that this conflict comes to an early end, that there are no more, but I think all of us who work in international relations plan for the fact that, worst case scenarios can happen. And look at the third C, climate. I think by now, anybody with common sense would agree that we are seeing more and more of extreme climate. And extreme climate, in fact, is a double whammy. It can lower production and it can disrupt trade. So if you put, therefore, COVID, conflict, and climate together, I would suggest that perhaps in international relations, we should all be giving much greater attention to food security. So when it comes to food security, what is it we are looking for? We're looking for the same as we're looking for other parts of security. We are looking for more sources. We are looking for more diversity. We are looking for more production. We are looking for more reliable and resilient supply chains. And if there is today a concentrated global push of millets which, again, I remind you, are grown by 130 countries around the world. What you will see is these 130 countries will surely enhance their own self-reliance and food security. But in the process, they will actually contribute to a larger amount of food grains which would be available for global consumption. So do think of this not purely as a nutritional exercise or an agricultural exercise or something, which will improve farmers' incomes, all of which are extremely important. But do also reflect on the larger implication of greater production of a more diverse food, a food which has so many other virtues which the other speakers have brought out. So as we look at the world today, I think de-risking the global economy requires more decentralized production. It requires more self-reliance. It requires certainly willingness on the part of countries to not only do more for themselves, but to help each other out. And that is the message of the International Year of Millet. That is why we would like all of you in your respective countries really to absorb and transmit this message that in this International Year of Millet, we would like to take it forward as a truly global partnership. We would like to certainly propagate the consumption of millets. We would like to encourage the production of millets. We would like even the countries who may not directly be consuming or producing them, really to look at it as part of a larger global food security scenario. So once again, I really thank you all for joining us today. Since they say that the proof of the pudding is in the eating, in this case, I think that proof will be given in the lunch today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your kind words. And now, before we head to the exhibition site to explore the stalls put up by the millet startups, may I please invite Dr. Abhilaksh Lekhi, Additional Secretary, Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, to please join us on the dais and convey his closing remarks.
I first and foremost thank the Honorable Agriculture Minister, Shri Narendra Singh Tomar, and the Honorable External Affairs Minister, Shri S. Jaishankar, for gracing this important occasion. I also thank Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi, Minister of State, External Affairs, Madam Shobha Karanjale, Minister of State, Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, for their gracious presence. I extend my heartfelt thanks as well to excellencies from foreign missions who have graciously joined us for this pre-launch function. The Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, along with other stakeholder ministries, provincial governments, and public-private partnerships, is directing policy attention in mainstreaming millets and supporting research and development towards millet value chain development. We are also in the process, as has been stated earlier, of establishing a global dialogue through our Indian missions abroad. In this process, we humbly aspire to gain the support of foreign missions as well as help us increase promotional outreach amongst masses all over the world about the miracle grain millet and its climate resilient and nutritional benefits. I'm quite certain, as has been said by all the august speakers earlier, that together with these efforts, we shall be able to bring sustainability to global agricultural supply chains and ensure food security in every part of the world. Hope you enjoy the exhibition and the curated millet meal to follow. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your thoughtful words, sir. And now, I would like to request Honorable Ministers and all our guests to kindly proceed to the exhibition stalls in the Shakuntalam Hall, which is on the ground floor, and explore the diverse variety of millet-based food products showcased here today, followed by the exhibition.